Here's a stat most of my patients have never heard. By age 50, the average adult has lost nearly a quarter of their natural teeth. The part that catches people off guard, most of them brushed twice a day. So the real question isn't, are you brushing? It's why brushing stops being enough after 40. And before you jump to conclusions, this isn't about bad toothpaste. It's about how cavity risk stacks up silently over time, even when you feel like you're doing the basics right. Most people think teeth fail because of one bad habit, but teeth don't fail like a light switch. They fail like a bank account. One small expense doesn't ruin you, but repeated withdrawals day after day, year after year, eventually drain the account. That's how cavities, gum recession, and tooth loss actually happen. After 40, the biology of your mouth changes, whether your routine changes or not. Saliva production naturally declines with age, and on top of that, many common medications, like blood pressure meds, antidepressants, sleep aids, and allergy medications, further reduce saliva. And saliva is not optional. Saliva neutralizes acid, dilutes bacteria, and supplies minerals that help repair early enamel damage. When saliva is reduced, acid doesn't clear as quickly, bacteria stay active longer, and early damage that used to repair itself now progresses. At the same time, enamel repair slows down. When you're younger, enamel can recover from small acid attacks fairly quickly. After 40, that recovery process takes longer, and your margin for error shrinks. After an acid exposure, enamel typically needs 30 to 60 minutes to return toward neutral. If you have dry mouth, especially from medications, that process can take up to 2 hours or more. That means your teeth stay vulnerable longer. And if you sip or snack again before recovery is complete, you're stacking damage on top of damage. Now let's talk about structure, because this is a major risk factor people underestimate. Roughly half of all adults have crowded or misaligned teeth. Crowding doesn't just affect appearance, it increases plaque retention. Studies consistently show that crowded teeth significantly increase localized cavity risk even in people who brush and floss. The reason is simple. Food and plaque get trapped. You can floss perfectly in the morning, but if food sits in a tight contact or under a ledge for 8 hours, bacteria are producing acid in that spot the entire time. That's why cavities almost always show up in the same locations again and again. Let's also talk about eating and drinking frequency in a practical way. Decades ago, most people ate 3 meals a day. Today, many people eat or drink something every 1 to 2 hours. Coffee sipped throughout the morning, flavored water, sparkling water, protein drinks, even healthy snacks. The issue isn't that these things are bad. The issue is frequency. Every acidic exposure triggers demineralization. And if exposures happen too close together, enamel never fully recovers. That's why cavity risk isn't based on sugar alone. It's based on how often your teeth are under attack. As you're watching this, do a quick risk check with me. Just count these on your fingers. Do you have crowded or hard to clean teeth? Do you sip coffee, tea, or sparkling water over long periods of time? Do you take medications that cause dry mouth? Do you have gum recession or exposed roots? Have you had cavities as an adult? And do you mainly use whitening toothpaste? If you recognize 0 to 1 of these, you're generally in a low risk category. 2 to 3 puts you in a moderate risk category. And 4 or more places you are in a high cavity risk category, even if you brush twice a day. This is how dentists actually assess cavity risk. Not by willpower, not by how often you brush, and not by what toothpaste you use. It's about how many risk factors are stacked against you. And this is where toothpaste gets misunderstood. Toothpaste is a support tool, not a shield. If your risk is low, many toothpastes will work fine. If your risk is moderate or high, whitening toothpaste alone is often the least helpful option. In higher risk mouths, toothpaste that supports remineralization, plaque control, and gum health is far more effective than toothpaste designed mainly to remove surface stains. There's one more factor that changes everything: gum recession. When gums recede, roots become exposed. Roots aren't protected by enamel, the way natural tooth crowns are, so they decay faster and require much less acid exposure. That's why adults often say, I never had cavities before, and now I suddenly have several. It's not that you forgot how to brush, it's that your risk crossed a threshold. So, no, most people don't lose teeth because they stopped brushing. They lose teeth because brushing was the only risk factor they addressed. The goal isn't perfect habits. The goal is lowering your total cavity risk. That can mean fewer acid exposures, better timing with eating, drinking, and snacking, supporting saliva, and choosing toothpaste based on risk instead of marketing. Dropping your risk from high to moderate dramatically changes what happens to your teeth over time. And that's how you keep your teeth after 40. Now, knowing your risk is only half the battle. You also need to know what actually helps your mouth recover. I've put together a simple, evidence-based protocol that focuses on supporting saliva and enamel naturally. Click the video right here to learn the 3 foods that help strengthen your mouth's defenses. And I'll see you over there.